Listen here, black girl, I don't care what you reserved. This restaurant has standards. Derek Wilson's voice slices through Bellissimo's quiet dining room. Every head turns toward the black woman at table 7. Before Brianna Grant can respond, Derek grabs the leather menu and hurls it at her face. It strikes her cheekbone with a crack. A red welt blooms instantly. The menu hits the floor. Brianna touches her cheek, trembling. 30 white diners stare, not one speaks. Derek leans close. You people always think you belong everywhere, not here, not in my section. I made a reservation, Brianna whispers. Then you lied. Derek smirks at the watching crowd, probably using someone else's card. What Derek doesn't know, the owner is about to walk through that door. And when he kisses this black woman Derek just assaulted, Derek's face will go pale. Have you ever witnessed hatred so raw it turned your stomach? What happens next will restore your faith in justice. 20 minutes earlier, Brianna had walked into Bellissimo with hope in her heart. She'd spent an hour getting ready. The navy blue dress was new, bought specifically for tonight. After 3 years of 80-hour weeks, countless rejections, and being told she wasn't the right fit, she'd finally made senior director at her firm. At 32, she was the youngest person, and the only black woman, to reach that level. Tonight was supposed to be perfect. Derek approaches her table before she even sits down. His eyes sweep over her and she catches it, that microsecond of calculation, that look she's seen her entire life. Can I start you with water? His tone is flat, professional, but he doesn't hand her a menu. He places it on the table without looking at her. I'd love to see the wine list, Brianna says warmly. I'm celebrating tonight. Derek's eyebrow raises. Our wines start at $45 a glass. The comment hangs there. Brianna keeps her smile in place. That's fine. I have a reservation under Grant. Brianna Grant. Derek pulls out his tablet, makes a show of scrolling. His finger moves slowly down the screen. Too slowly. I'm not seeing a Grant anywhere. I made it 3 days ago. Confirmation number is... Brianna reaches for her phone. Maybe you got the wrong restaurant? Derek cuts her off. There's a Bellissimo in Newark. People mix us up all the time. No, Brianna opens her email, turns her phone toward him. The confirmation is right there. Table for 2, 7 p.m., Bellissimo, Morristown. Derek barely glances at it. These online systems glitch constantly. Let me check with my manager. He doesn't move. Behind him, the front door opens. A white couple in their 50s walks in. No reservation, Brianna hears the woman say. The host, Emily Davis, young, blonde, nervous energy, seats them immediately at a prime window table. Brianna is still standing. She checks her phone. 7:12. Her sister Kendra's flight lands at 8:30. 90 minutes to celebrate, to share the news, to finally have a moment where being excellent was enough. From the kitchen, a black man in chef's whites emerges briefly. He's tall, solid, maybe mid-40s. His eyes find Brianna standing awkwardly by her assigned table. His expression shifts, recognition of something wrong. He starts forward, but another server grabs his arm, pulls him back toward the kitchen entrance. The door swings shut. Brianna is alone again. Derek finally seats her, not at the table she reserved by the window, not even at one of the decent tables in the main dining room. He leads her to the back corner, right next to the swinging kitchen doors and across from the restroom. This is all we have available, he says. Brianna looks around. 3 better tables sit completely empty. I specifically requested, take it or leave it, she sits. The kitchen doors slam open every 30 seconds, servers rushing past with trays. Each time a blast of heat and noise hits her. The bathroom door opens and closes, opens and closes. An older man walks out, doesn't wash his hands. Brianna watches him return to his steak. Derek brings water. He sets the glass down hard. Water sloshes over the rim, splashing onto Brianna's dress. Dark spots bloom across the navy fabric on her lap. She gasps, grabbing her napkin. Derek stares at the spill, then at her. Didn't see that. No apology. He turns to leave. Excuse me, Brianna says, keeping her voice level. Could I get some napkins? And maybe... Derek exhales loudly through his nose. The sound carries. 2 tables over, a woman glances up from her pasta. Derek makes sure his body language broadcasts irritation, shoulders tight, head tilted back, eyes rolling. Sure, whatever. He walks away slowly, deliberately, makes her wait. When he returns, He tosses a handful of paper napkins on the table. They scatter. One falls to the floor. Brianna bends to pick it up, trying to blot her dress. The water has already set in. The dress is ruined. Ready to order? Derek pulls out his pad. No preamble, no recitation of specials, no warmth. Could you tell me about... The menu's pretty self-explanatory. He taps his pen against the pad. Tap, tap, tap. Brianna scans quickly. I'll have the Chilean sea bass. That's $54. Derek's voice gets louder. Just so you're aware. The tables near them go quiet. Brianna looks up at him. I can read, thank you. Some people don't check prices, then they're surprised when the bill comes. He shrugs. I'm just trying to save everyone trouble. I'll have the sea bass, Brianna repeats firmly, and a glass of the Chardonnay, the one from Sonoma. Derek writes nothing down. I'm going to need to see your card first. Brianna blinks. I'm sorry? Your credit card. Before I put the order in. Restaurant policy. She's eaten at dozens of upscale restaurants. Nobody has ever asked for her card before ordering. That's not... It's policy. Derek crosses his arms. I don't make the rules. At table 12, an older white woman, Patricia Moore, silver hair perfectly styled, pearl necklace gleaming, leans toward her husband. She whispers something. He shakes his head, uncomfortable, returns to his risotto. Patricia's eyes stay on Derek and Brianna. Brianna opens her purse slowly. Her hands shake slightly as she pulls out her wallet. The American Express Platinum card catches the light. She holds it out. Derek takes it, examines it front and back, holds it up like he's checking for watermarks. This yours? Of course it's mine. Just checking. We get a lot of fraud. He pockets the card. I'll run it and bring it back. Wait, you're running it now before I even eat? Policy, Derek says again, already walking away. Brianna sits there burning with humiliation. Around her, diners whisper. A young couple at table 8, mid-20s, expensive watches, Patagonia fleece over their chairs, lean together. The woman's eyes flick toward Brianna, then away quickly when they make eye contact. Nobody says anything. 5 minutes pass. Derek returns, drops her card on the table. It went through. He sounds almost disappointed. Great. So my sea bass? Yeah, about that. Derek flips his pad. We're actually out of the sea bass. Brianna closes her eyes briefly. You couldn't have told me that before running my card? Just found out. He shrugs. Kitchen's backed up. We've got the salmon. Also $52 if that works for your budget. The emphasis on your budget is deliberate. Loud enough for nearby tables. Fine. The salmon. How do you want that cooked? Medium, Derek writes. Anything else? Appetizer? Salad? The arugula salad, please. Dressing. Balsamic vinaigrette. On the side or on top? On the side! Extra dressing is $2. Brianna stares at him. I just want the normal amount, on the side. Right. But if you want more, I don't want more. I want the normal amount that comes with the salad. On the side. Derek makes a note with exaggerated slowness. Got it. Normal amount, side. Anything else, or are we done here? The tone is unmistakable. He's done with her. She's an inconvenience, a problem, something to manage and remove as quickly as possible. Brianna's throat tightens. She will not cry. She will not give him that. That's all, she manages. Derek leaves without another word. 30 minutes pass. No salad. No bread basket like the ones delivered to every other table. No refill on her water. Brianna watches Derek serve 4 other tables, all white diners, with completely different energy. Smiling, attentive. How is everything tasting? Can I get you anything else? Let me grab you fresh pepper for that. To her, nothing. When the salad finally arrives, it's thrown together carelessly, brown lettuce edges, dressing drowning the greens, not on the side like she asked. Brianna stares at it. She hears Derek at the next table. I'm so sorry about the wait. Kitchen's a little backed up tonight. Let me get you folks some complimentary bruschetta. He hasn't apologized once to Brianna. She picks at the salad. The lettuce is bitter, wilted. She pushes it aside, checks her phone. 7:55. Kendra's flight lands in 35 minutes. This entire evening has been destroyed. A server passes with a tray of beautiful pasta dishes, fresh tagliatelle with truffle shavings, the smell rich and earthy. Brianna's stomach clenches with hunger, with disappointment, with the exhausting reality of being black in spaces that don't want you. Derek returns. Salmon's almost ready. Doing okay over here? It's the first semi-normal question he's asked. Brianna seizes it. Actually, the salad wasn't quite... Not quite what? Derek's tone shifts immediately back to hostile. The dressing. I asked for it on the side. Derek looks at the plate. Looks fine to me. It's not on the side, and You want me to have them remake an entire salad because of dressing? Derek's voice rises. Heads turn. You know that's wasteful, right? I'm not trying to... Some people come in here looking for free stuff, complaining about everything so they can get discounts. Derek looks around at the other diners, performing now. We run a legitimate business. We don't do handouts. Brianna feels heat flood her face. I never asked for anything free. I asked for what I ordered. You ordered salad. You got salad. Derek picks up the plate. You want me to take it or not? Just take it. He grabs it roughly. Lettuce falls off the edge onto the table. He doesn't clean it up, just walks away with the plate held carelessly tilted like it's garbage. At table 12, Patricia Moore has stopped eating entirely. She's watching everything. Her husband touches her hand, shakes his head gently. Don't get involved, his expression says. Patricia's jaw tightens. The salmon arrives. It's overcooked, dry, the skin blackened. Brianna looks at it and something inside her breaks. Not breaks down, breaks open. She's done. She's so done with shrinking herself, with staying calm, with being the bigger person while people treat her like dirt. She got the promotion. She earned it. She deserves one nice dinner where someone doesn't make her feel subhuman. This is overcooked, Brianna says when Derek circles back. Derek glances at the plate. Looks fine. It's not fine. It's burnt. That's the char. It's supposed to look like that. I ordered it medium. This is well done. Brianna pushes the plate slightly forward. I'd like to speak to your manager, please. Derek's face hardens. For what? Doing my job? You've been rude since I walked in. You demanded my credit card before I ordered. You gave me a ruined salad. Oh, here we go. Derek looks at the ceiling. Playing the victim. Excuse me? You people always do this. Come into nice places, complain about everything, try to get free meals. Derek's voice carries across the entire dining room now. Every conversation has stopped. We know the game. Brianna stands up slowly. Her legs shake, but she stands. You will not disrespect me like this. Then leave. Derek steps closer. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone, and I'm refusing you. I made a reservation. I have every right to... You have the right to get out of my restaurant before I call the cops. The threat lands like a bomb. Everyone in that room knows what it means. Calling the police on a black woman. How many videos have they all seen? How many news stories? A white person calls, a black person ends up dead. Brianna's phone is in her hand. She pulls up her confirmation email, holds it toward Derek. Look, right here, reservation confirmed, table for 2, 7 p.m. Derek doesn't look at the phone, he grabs it from her hand, actually snatches it, glances at the screen like it's trash, then tosses it back at her. It bounces off her palm, clatters on the table. Anyone can fake emails, Derek says. Are you serious right now? Dead serious. Derek picks up the menu from her table, the one he'd originally dropped there. He holds it. You have 10 seconds to leave or what? Brianna hears her voice shake with rage. You'll assault me? You'll have me arrested for sitting in a restaurant with a confirmed reservation? You're trespassing. I'm not! Derek hurls the menu at her face. It happens fast. The leather binding catches her on the right cheekbone. The corner strikes first, sharp and hard. Pain explodes across her face. She gasps, stumbles back. Her hand flies to her cheek. Already she can feel it swelling, the skin raised and hot. The menu hits the floor with a dead sound. The restaurant is silent. 30 people frozen. Forks in hand, wine glasses halfway to lips, conversations abandoned mid-sentence. Derek points at the door. Get out! Brianna touches her face. Her fingers come away and she half expects blood, but it's just the welt, the bruise already forming. Her eyes fill with tears she refuses to let fall. You just assaulted me, she whispers. You were threatening me. Everyone saw it. Derek looks around the room. Right? She was getting aggressive. I felt threatened. Nobody speaks. Right? Derek repeats louder. At table 8, the young couple looks down at their plates. At table 15, a group of businessmen study their drinks. At table 19, a family with 2 kids suddenly finds their dessert menus fascinating. Patricia Moore's hands grip her napkin so hard her knuckles go white. Derek turns back to Brianna. See? Nobody's backing you up because you're lying, and if you don't leave right now, I'm calling 911 and telling them a customer attacked me. Brianna stands there, cheek throbbing, heart racing. She's alone. Completely alone in a room full of witnesses who have chosen silence. This is how it happens, she thinks. This is how dignity dies, in public, while everyone watches, and does nothing. Emily Davis appears from nowhere. The young host's face is pale, hands twisting together. She approaches Brianna with small, hesitant steps. "Ma'am," Emily's voice is barely above a whisper. "Maybe it would be best if you—" She doesn't finish the sentence. Doesn't have to. The meaning is clear. Leave. Make this easier for everyone. Stop causing a scene. Not, "Are you okay?" Not, "That was wrong." Not, "Let me help you." Just, "Go away." Brianna stares at her. "He threw a menu at my face." "I know, and I'm so sorry, but—" Emily glances at Derek, then back. "Maybe we can call you an Uber? On us?" "I don't want an Uber. I want someone to acknowledge what just happened." Emily shifts her weight. "Derek has been here a long time. I'm sure he didn't mean to—" "Didn't mean to what? Throw something at my face? How do you accidentally do that?" "I just think—" Emily looks around desperately. "Maybe I should get the manager." Derek cuts in. "I am managing it. She needs to leave." "Derek, maybe we should—" "I said I'm handling it, Emily." His tone is sharp. Emily flinches. She's 23, maybe 24. This is probably her first real job. She makes $9 an hour to smile and seat people and definitely not cause problems. She looks at Brianna one more time. Something like sympathy flickers in her eyes. Then she walks away. Brianna turns to the dining room, makes eye contact with the couple at table 8. The woman sees her looking and immediately drops her gaze, whispers to her boyfriend. They both study their pasta like it holds the secrets of the universe. "Did anyone see what just happened?" Brianna's voice carries. She hates how desperate she sounds. "Anyone?" At table 12, Patricia Moore sits rigid in her chair. Her husband, gray hair, expensive suit, the look of a man who has never been refused anything, places his hand over hers. "Patricia," he murmurs. "Don't." "But Richard, it's not our business." Patricia's mouth opens, closes. She looks at Brianna. Their eyes meet. Brianna sees it there. The recognition, the shame, the internal war. Patricia knows this is wrong. Everyone knows this is wrong. But Richard squeezes his wife's hand. A gentle warning. We don't get involved. We don't make waves. We finish our $60 risotto and go home and forget we ever saw anything. Patricia looks away. At table 19, a mother shields her children's view. At table 15, businessmen suddenly need to check their phones. At table 22, an elderly couple signals for their check. One by one, the room turns away from Brianna. Derek crosses his arms, vindicated. "See? Nobody has a problem except you." Brianna pulls out her phone with shaking hands. She searches Bellissimo, Morristown, and finds the main number. Hits call. The restaurant's landline rings behind the host stand. Emily looks at it, then at Derek, uncertain. Derek strides over. "I got it." He picks up. "Bellissimo, this is Derek speaking." Brianna hears his voice twice, once from across the room, once through her phone. She hangs up immediately. Derek smirks at her, sets the phone down. She tries again. This time she searches for corporate number, ownership, anything. The restaurant's website lists only the main line. No owner contact, no email, just a generic inquiry form. Looking for backup. Derek walks toward her slowly. "Good luck with that. You think corporate will believe you over me?" "I have witnesses. You have people who watched you get aggressive with staff." Derek's confidence is absolute. "I've been here 8 years. Employee of the month 6 times. The owner trusts me completely. Antonio, that's the manager. He's known me since I was in high school." He leans against the empty table next to hers. Casual, in control. "So here's how this works. It's your word against mine, and we both know how that usually goes." He tilts his head. "Who do you think they'll believe? The model employee with 8 years of spotless service, or the woman who came in here causing problems?" "I didn't cause. You threatened me, got in my face. I felt unsafe. I have the right to defend myself." Derek's eyes are cold. "Keep making noise and I'll tell the cops you attacked me first, that I threw the menu in self-defense." Brianna feels the world tilt. The cameras. Don't pick up audio. Derek's smile is vicious. Just video. And video can be interpreted lots of ways, can't it? Especially when I'm the one doing the interpreting. He lets that sink in. So you can call whoever you want, post on social media, write a bad Yelp review, won't matter. Nobody's going to take your side. He straightens up. Now, are you leaving? Or do I need to make this phone call? He holds up his cell phone. Screen shows 911 ready to dial. Brianna looks around the room one more time. Did anyone record what happened? Please, I just need proof. The young couple at table 8. The boyfriend had his phone out earlier, she's sure of it, filming the whole thing. Excuse me. Brianna walks toward their table. They both go rigid. I saw you recording. Do you still have that video? The girlfriend stares at her plate. The boyfriend clears his throat. I don't know what you're talking about. Please, you had your phone up, you were filming. No, I wasn't. He won't meet her eyes. I saw you. You're mistaken! His voice gets louder. I didn't film anything. His girlfriend touches his arm, whispers, just show her you don't have it. The boyfriend pulls out his phone, opens his photo gallery, scrolls through. It's empty except for a few old pictures. See? Nothing. He deleted it. Right there, while Brianna was arguing with Derek, he deleted the evidence. Why? Brianna's voice breaks. Why would you delete it? The girlfriend finally looks up. She's young, maybe 26, tears in her eyes. We don't want trouble, she whispers. I'm sorry. Brianna moves to the next table. The businessmen. One of them definitely took a photo. Sir, did you get any pictures of what happened? The man doesn't look up from his drink. No. Please, I said no. Hostile now. We're trying to have a business dinner. Can you go harass someone else? At table 19, the mother pulls her kids closer like Brianna might contaminate them. At table 12, Patricia Moore stares at her plate, face flushed with shame. Brianna feels it closing in. The walls, the silence, the collective decision to pretend she doesn't exist, to rewrite what they all saw. This is how it works, she realizes. First, they erase you. Then they isolate you. Then they gaslight you into thinking maybe you're the crazy one. Maybe you deserved it. Maybe you imagined the whole thing. And the world watches, nods, goes back to their pasta. Emily appears again, this time with a manager. Antonio, late 40s, tired eyes, stained apron. He's been pulled from the kitchen. Looks annoyed about it. What's the problem here? Derek jumps in. This customer has been disruptive all evening, insulting staff, making a scene. I asked her to leave and she refused. Antonio looks at Brianna, at her red, swollen cheek. Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to go. He assaulted me. Brianna points at Derek. He threw a menu at my face. Antonio glances at Derek, who shakes his head innocently, looks around the dining room. Anyone see what she's talking about? Silence. Ma'am, I don't want to call the police, but if you don't leave peacefully, I'll have to. The threat is clear. Real. Immediate. Brianna's phone buzzes in her hand. She glances down, desperate for any lifeline. Text message from Christopher. Running late, Bella. Traffic on 287 is brutal. Be there in 10 minutes. Can't wait to celebrate with you. Love you. Brianna's breath catches. Christopher, her fiancé. The one person who will believe her. Who will... Derek sees the phone screen over her shoulder. Sees the name Christopher with a heart emoji. Sees the message about being late coming to the restaurant. Derek's eyes narrow. Your boyfriend coming to save you? My fiancé? Brianna says quietly. Derek laughs. Sure he is. Let me guess. He's white, right? You think having a white boyfriend makes you belong here? From the kitchen, a door swings open. James Anderson emerges again. The black man in chef's whites Brianna saw earlier. This time he doesn't get pulled back. He walks with purpose toward the front of the restaurant. His eyes lock on Brianna's face, on the red welt, on Derek standing over her. Derek, James's voice is deep, controlled. What's going on here? Nothing that concerns you, James. Get back in the kitchen. That woman has a mark on her face. She's leaving. Derek turns back to Brianna. Right now. James takes another step forward. Ma'am, are you... The front door opens. A man walks in. White, mid-30s, dark hair perfectly styled, expensive suit, no tie. He carries a bouquet of roses, deep red wrapped in gold paper. His face is lit with anticipation, excitement. Then he sees Brianna, sees her cheek, sees Derek standing over her, sees the entire restaurant watching in uncomfortable silence. The anticipation drains from his face, replaced by confusion, then concern, then something darker, recognition. Brianna? His voice cuts through everything. What happened? Derek turns, his face goes white, actually white, like every drop of blood drains out in 1 second. Mr. Romano? Derek stammers. I didn't know you were... But Christopher Romano isn't looking at him. He's already moving across the restaurant, dropping the roses on a table, his eyes locked on Brianna's face. What Derek didn't know, what none of them knew, is that he had exactly 90 seconds left in the job he was so confident he'd keep. Christopher Romano freezes in the doorway. The roses slip from his hand. The restaurant is too quiet, every face turned toward one spot, and there, standing alone like she's on trial, is Brianna. Then he sees the welt, dark purple blooming across her cheekbone. Brianna. The roses hit the floor. He's moving, crossing the room in seconds. What happened? She turns and the look in her eyes breaks him. Chris, Derek appears, voice dripping fake concern. Mr. Romano, thank God! This woman has been extremely disruptive. Christopher doesn't look at him. Brianna, who did this? She points with a shaking hand. Him! Derek threw a menu at my face. Christopher turns slowly. You what? Sir, that's not... She's lying. She came in making demands, and I was just following policies. What policies? The credit card verification before... We don't have that policy. Derek's mouth opens, closes. I thought... You thought wrong. Christopher cups Brianna's face gently, examining the bruise. His jaw clenches. Are you hurt anywhere else? Just this. He spilled water on me, too. Wouldn't let me sit at a decent table, even though better ones were empty. Christopher pulls her close. She collapses against him, finally breaking. I'm here. I'm so sorry I was late. Christopher pulls back enough to see her face. His thumbs wipe her tears carefully, avoiding the bruise. Then he cups her face in both hands and kisses her, a real kiss, soft, claiming, protective. His thumb strokes her cheek with infinite tenderness. When he pulls away, forehead against hers, he says loudly, I love you, and I'm going to fix this. The room erupts, gasps, drops silverware. A wine glass tips over, red spreading across white linen. Derek's face drains completely white. This is Brianna Grant, Christopher announces, arm around her shoulders. My fiancée, the woman I've been talking about for 6 months, the woman who got promoted to senior director this week, who wanted to surprise me here to celebrate. He stares at Derek. The woman you just assaulted. I didn't know she was human? Christopher's voice cuts like steel. You only treat people with respect if they're connected to your boss? My family has owned Bellissimo for 45 years. My grandmother built this place on one principle. Everyone who walks through that door deserves respect. He gestures around. You all saw what happened. I watched through the window, saw him throw something at her, saw 30 people do nothing. I saw everything. Patricia Moore stands abruptly, chair scraping. She walks toward them, trembling. He seated her at the worst table even though better ones were empty, dropped her menu on the table, spilled water, no apology, made her show her credit card first. Her voice strengthens. I've been coming here 15 years. Nobody ever asked to see my card. He was rude, dismissive, called her you people to another server. Then he threw that menu right at her face. Patricia's crying now. I've watched him treat black customers differently for years. I told myself it wasn't my place to say anything. I was wrong. I'm a coward. I'm so sorry. Her husband stands. I saw the menu throw. It was deliberate. At table 8, the young woman stands, crying. I recorded it. I deleted it when he threatened to call police, but I recovered it. She holds up her phone. I'm sending it to you now, Mr. Romano. I should have helped when she asked. I'm sorry. James Anderson steps forward. Boss, I tried to intervene twice. Derek shut me down both times, told me to get back in the kitchen or he'd file a complaint. He looks at Brianna. Ma'am, I should have ignored him. Should have called Mr. Romano immediately. I'm sorry. Emily approaches, mascara running. He told me to offer her an Uber, to make her leave quietly. When I suggested calling you, he said he was handling it. She's sobbing. I was scared of losing my job, but that's no excuse. I'm so sorry. Other witnesses speak up. Not everyone. The businessmen at table 15 won't look up, but enough people tell the truth. The wall of silence crumbles. Derek backs against a table, sweating. Mr. Romano, please. I didn't know she was your fiancé. If I had known... If you had known, then you'd treat her like a human? Christopher's voice is ice. You only show respect when people are connected to someone important. No, it was a misunderstanding. What procedures? Name one policy you actually followed tonight. Derek can't answer. You demanded her credit card, not policy. Worst table with better ones empty, not policy. You threw a menu at her face. That's assault. Christopher pulls out his phone, reads a text. And you told her, we don't serve your kind here. The couple at table 6 heard you. They told me in the parking lot. Derek's eyes go wide. Did you really think you could say that to my fiancé and get away with it? Christopher's voice shakes with rage. Do you know what she went through tonight? She worked 3 years for this promotion. 3 years of being told she wasn't ready, wasn't the right fit. She fought for it, earned it. His voice cracks. She spent an hour getting ready, bought that dress specifically for tonight, wanted everything perfect. And you destroyed it in 5 minutes, turned what should have been the best night of her life into trauma she'll remember forever. Brianna squeezes his hand. Chris, he breathes. When he speaks again, his voice is deadly calm. How many others, Derek? What? How many other black customers have you treated like this? How many people left this restaurant feeling less than human because of you? Derek can't answer. The truth is written on his face. Patricia speaks up. I can name 3 incidents this year alone, same pattern every time. I'll give a formal statement. The young woman nods. Me too. James. I filed written complaints with Antonio 3 times in 2 years about Derek's treatment of black customers. I have the emails. Christopher looks at Antonio, frozen by the kitchen. Is that true? Antonio shifts uncomfortably. Derek's numbers were always good. Customer complaints were low on paper. You thought wrong. Christopher turns to Derek. You're finished. Done. Derek's face crumbles. Please, this is one mistake. I've been here 8 years, worked every holiday, covered every shift, trained new people. One mistake? Christopher's laugh is bitter. This is a pattern. Years of behavior everyone saw and nobody stopped. This is who you are when you think nobody important is watching. But I have a family, a mortgage. You can't destroy my life over what? Over assaulting a customer? Over years of discrimination? Over making my fiancé feel like garbage? Christopher's control snaps. You don't get to play victim. You did this. Now there are consequences. Derek looks around desperately for support, for sympathy, for anyone to say this is unfair. Nobody speaks up for him. Not one person. Christopher pulls Brianna close, addresses the room. I apologize to everyone here, to Miss Grant most of all, to my staff who tried to do right and were shut down, to all of you who witnessed this. Bellissimo failed tonight. As owner, that failure is mine. He checks his watch. Every meal tonight is complimentary, all of them. But more than that, if you witnessed injustice and stayed silent, think about why. Sit with that discomfort. And I hope next time you'll be the person who speaks up, who refuses to let someone suffer alone. Silence. Then Patricia Moore starts clapping. Slow, deliberate, then faster, louder. The young woman joins. Then James, Emily. Table by table, applause spreads. Not everyone claps. The businessmen keep hands in laps. But enough people stand. Enough choose right over comfortable. Brianna leans into Christopher, tears falling. Different tears now. Relief, vindication, justice. Being seen, believed, protected. Security escorts Derek out. He doesn't look back. Just walks into the cold night and into unemployment. The door closes with a final click. Christopher guides Brianna to a chair. She sits, trembling. He kneels beside her, holding her hand. Show me the video, he says to the young woman from table 8. She hurries over with her phone, hands shaking. Christopher takes it, hits play. The video is shaky but clear. Derek's voice. You people always think you belong everywhere. His hand grabbing the menu, the throw, the leather binding striking Brianna's face, her gasp. Christopher watches twice. His jaw clenches harder each time. Send this to my email, and to yourself as backup. Already done. He stands, faces Derek. You committed assault, battery, in front of 30 witnesses, video evidence, clear audio. There's no version of tonight where you walk away from this. Mr. Romano, I'm not finished. Christopher's voice cuts. You demanded her credit card. You told her she probably stole her dress. You threatened to call police. Do you understand what that means? What happens when white people weaponize police against black people? Derek can't answer. James, Christopher calls. How many complaints did you file? James steps forward. 3 written complaints in 2 years. Documented with dates, specific incidents, customer descriptions. Antonio, why weren't they acted on? Antonio shifts uncomfortably. Derek's sales numbers were good, I thought. You valued money over human dignity. Christopher turns to the room. This is what happens when good people stay silent, when complaints get filed and nothing changes. Patricia Moore speaks up. I should have said something years ago. I watched him discriminate and told myself I was imagining it. You weren't imagining it, James says. It was real, for years. Christopher kneels again beside Brianna. His voice softens. What do you want to happen? This is about you. You get to decide. Brianna looks at Derek, sees him fully now, not as an authority figure, but as a man who abused what little power he had. I want him to say it, she says, voice stronger, out loud, why he treated me this way. Derek stares at the floor. I made a mistake. Not good enough. Brianna stands. Christopher rises with her. You made assumptions the second I walked in based on what? Silence. Based on what, Derek? Louder now. Everyone knows. Say it. I thought that you didn't belong here. Why? He can't finish. Because I'm black, Brianna says it for him. Say it. Derek's shoulders slump. Yes, and you've done this before. How many others walked out feeling exactly like I do right now? Humiliated, degraded, less than human? Patricia wipes her eyes. Too many times. I'm one of them. I stayed quiet too many times. Brianna looks around. Everyone who saw this and didn't speak up, your silence told him it was okay, that he could keep doing it, that black people don't matter enough to defend. Some people look ashamed, others still won't meet her eyes. But you can choose differently next time, Brianna continues. You can be the person who speaks up, who refuses to let it happen. She turns to Derek. You took what should have been the best night of my life and turned it into a nightmare. But you don't get to take my power, not anymore. Christopher puts his arm around Brianna. Derek, you're terminated, effective immediately. You can't. I absolutely can. You assaulted a customer, discriminated based on race, multiple witnesses, video evidence, documented complaint history. Christopher's voice is iron. You're lucky I'm not calling police to have you arrested for battery. This is one bad night. I have rights. You're at will in New Jersey. I can terminate for cause. Assault is cause. Christopher pulls out his phone. I'm documenting everything, every statement, every piece of evidence. Try claiming wrongful termination and I'll bury you in court. My job, my family. You should have thought about that before throwing a menu at someone's face. No sympathy. Clear your locker. 10 minutes. Security will escort you. Derek looks around desperately. For allies, for defenders, for someone to say this is too harsh. Nobody speaks. He walks toward the back, security following. His footsteps echo. Christopher turns to Antonio. Tomorrow we talk about why you ignored 3 complaints, about immediate changes. Antonio nods, pale. Yes, sir. James, effective immediately, your floor manager. I need people who stand up for what's right. James blinks, surprised. Thank you, boss. Emily, you start bias training this week. All staff will. Mandatory. He looks around. This restaurant will never let this happen again. That's my promise. He addresses the diners. Your meals are complimentary, but I'm asking you to think about what you witnessed. About choosing courage over comfort, speaking up over staying silent. He helps Brianna stand. Do you want to stay or go somewhere else? Brianna looks around. At Patricia, who stood. At the woman who saved the video. At James, who intervened. At Emily, who spoke truth. I want to stay, she says. I'm not letting him take this from me. From us. Christopher's eyes fill with emotion. He kisses her forehead gently. Then we'll stay. We'll have the dinner you deserved from the beginning. A new server approaches. A young black woman. Miss Grant, Mr. Romano, I'm Maya. I'll be serving you tonight, and I just want to say... Her voice catches. Thank you for standing up, for making sure he finally faced consequences. Brianna squeezes her hand. How long have you worked here? 6 months. Kitchen mostly. Derek wouldn't let me serve front of house. Said I wasn't the right fit. Maya's eyes are wet. Now maybe I'll get the chance. You will, Christopher promises. Things are changing, starting tonight. Patricia approaches their table. May I say something? Brianna nods. I'm ashamed. I've been complicit for years, but watching your courage tonight showed me who I should have been all along. She pulls out a card. I'm a civil rights lawyer. If you want to press charges or sue, I'll represent you pro bono. Brianna takes it. Thank you. I'll think about it. And I'm starting a bystander intervention training program, so next time we'll be ready to do better. Christopher nods. Bellissimo will sponsor it, for staff and community. Patricia's face lights up. I'd be honored. The young woman, Sarah, approaches. I'm a journalism student. I want to write about this, about bystander silence. Would you talk to me? Brianna considers. Maybe. Let me think. I never want to stay silent again, Sarah says. You were so brave. I didn't feel brave, Brianna admits. I felt alone. But you weren't. Not at the end. And next time you won't be alone from the beginning, I promise. James brings complimentary champagne to celebrate your promotion properly. He pours. Christopher raises his glass. To Brianna Grant, the strongest person I know, to your promotion, to justice, to changing what's broken. Brianna touches her glass to his. The crystal rings clear. Around them, the restaurant returns to normal. Conversations resume. Life goes on. But something shifted. Silence broken. Complicity challenged. Consequences delivered. Derek is gone. Witnesses spoke. The victim was believed. Justice was served. Brianna sips champagne. Perfect. Cold, crisp, celebratory. Happy promotion, Bella, Christopher murmurs. She smiles. A real smile. The first all night. Thank you for believing me. Always, he promises. Always. Derek emerges from the back carrying a small cardboard box. 8 years condensed into a coffee mug, a framed certificate, a spare tie. His face is blotchy, eyes red. Security walks him to the door. Every eye follows. The door closes behind him with finality. Christopher gathers his staff near the kitchen. Everyone, come here, please. 15 people assemble. Servers, cooks, dishwashers, hosts. Some look scared. Most look relieved. What happened tonight can never happen again, Christopher begins. Derek worked here 8 years. 8 years of behavior people saw, reported, and nothing changed. That ends now. He looks at Antonio. Starting Monday, mandatory bias training for every employee. No exceptions. Miss it, you're terminated. Antonio nods quickly. Understood. We're creating an anonymous reporting system. Complaints come directly to me. Every complaint investigated within 48 hours. Christopher turns to James. James, you tried to do right multiple times. You're now floor manager. 20% raise. You report to me. James shakes his hand, stunned. Thank you. Christopher looks at Emily. Emily, you have a choice. Leave tonight with 2 weeks severance. Or stay, complete training, 90 days probation. Either way, no hard feelings. Emily wipes her eyes. I want to stay. I want to be better. Then you will be. Report to James Monday. He addresses everyone. We're partnering with a civil rights organization for quarterly training, diversifying hiring, making our zero-tolerance policy visible everywhere. This restaurant welcomes everyone, truly. Maya raises her hand. Does this mean I can serve in the dining room? Starting tomorrow, Christopher confirms. You've been ready for months. Maya's smile lights up the room. One more thing. If anyone witnesses discrimination again from staff or customers, you have permission to intervene immediately. You will be backed up, protected. We stand together or not at all. The staff disperses, buzzing with relief and determination. Christopher returns to Brianna. She's touched up her makeup, but the bruise is darkening. How are you doing? He takes her hand. I'm okay. Actually okay. She sounds surprised. I feel vindicated, heard, believed. You were all those things. He kisses her knuckles. I'm so proud of you. The courage it took to stand up to him, to demand he say it out loud. I almost left, Brianna admits. Before you got here, almost walked out and let him win. But you didn't. You stayed. You fought. She looks at him seriously. I want to press charges. Battery. On record. So he can't do this to someone else. Christopher nods. Patricia's one of the best civil rights attorneys in the state. I'll back you completely. Whatever you need. It'll be hard. Court, depositions, everything. I'll be with you every step. He squeezes her hand. You don't have to, But if you want to, I'm right beside you. I want to. Not just for me. For everyone who didn't speak up. Who let people like Derek make them feel small. Then we'll do it. Together. Maya brings their food. Perfectly prepared sea bass, beautiful presentation, warm bread. She serves with care and pride. Miss Grant, Maya says softly, what you did tonight changed things for all of us. Thank you. Brianna's eyes fill. Thank you for saying that. They eat slowly. The food is excellent. Around them, the restaurant has returned to normal rhythm, but something fundamental has shifted. 1 month later, Bellissimo looks different. A large sign at the entrance. All are welcome here. Discrimination of any kind will not be tolerated. Below it, Bellissimo is proud to partner with the Garden State Civil Rights Alliance for ongoing anti-bias training. The staff is more diverse. 3 new servers of color. A host using they/them pronouns. A line cook wearing hijab. Maya leads front of house on weekend nights. She's excellent. Patricia runs monthly bystander intervention workshops in the private dining room. First session had 12 attendees. Most recent had 45. Christopher created the Lucia Romano Scholarship Fund, providing hospitality training scholarships to young people from underrepresented communities. 5 recipients the first year. The anonymous reporting system received 8 complaints in 4 weeks, all investigated, 2 terminations, 3 retrainings, 3 unfounded but thoroughly examined. Emily thrives under James. She speaks up now. Last week she stopped a customer harassing their server. The customer left. The server cried with relief. The story made news. Sarah's college article got picked up nationally. The cost of silence, what happens when bystanders choose comfort over justice. Christopher framed it, hung it in his office. Brianna pressed charges. The case moves forward. Derek's lawyer tried to settle. Brianna refused. This goes on his record. Public, permanent. Tonight, Brianna and Christopher sit at table 12 for their 1-month anniversary of the incident. To healing, Christopher raises his glass. To change, Brianna adds. To never staying silent again, Patricia says from the next table, raising hers. Around the room, other diners lift their glasses. A quiet acknowledgement, a collective promise. Things are different now. Not perfect, but better, and still improving. 6 months later, Brianna and Christopher return to Bellissimo, this time for their engagement celebration dinner, the one they were supposed to have that first night. A young black woman greets them at the door, professional, warm, confident. Welcome to Bellissimo. Table for 2? Yes, please, Brianna says, smiling. They're seated at the best table. Window view, soft lighting, perfect. The bruise is long gone, but the memory isn't. It shouldn't be. Brianna looks around the transformed restaurant. Diverse staff, visible policies, customers of every background dining comfortably. We did this, Christopher says quietly. No, Brianna corrects. We started this. Everyone else chose to continue it. Her voice carries as she addresses the room softly. Dignity isn't negotiable. Respect isn't earned, it's owed. And silence in the face of injustice isn't neutrality, it's complicity. Have you ever witnessed something like this? What did you do? More importantly, what will you do next time? Because there will be a next time, there always is. Will you stay silent, look away, protect your comfort? Or will you be the person who speaks up, who stands up, who refuses to let someone suffer alone? The choice is yours every single time. Share this story, not because it's dramatic, but because it's real, because it happens every day in restaurants, stores, offices, schools, and it only stops when enough people decide that silence is no longer acceptable. Tell us your story in the comments. Have you been Brianna? Have you been Patricia, staying silent when you should have spoken? Have you been the person who stood up? Your voice matters. Use it. Hit subscribe if you believe dignity and justice are non-negotiable. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because change doesn't happen in silence. It happens when people like you decide enough is enough. Speak up, stand up, always. Stand up.